got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see it. Biggie. Biggie.
What is up, you clowns? Back with another episode of the This Is All That Matters podcast. I am your host, The Marathon Continues, and I'm joined by my esteemed colleague, the very handsome, very average height, the one, the only, Special Decisions. What's up, man? How's it going?
Wow. I'll take all that. Very handsome. I think, above average handsome. Very average height. I'm actually below average, but thank you.
Not by much. Can't be much.
Not by much. No, you're right. Maybe 2 inches. What's average? 5'9"?
I don't know. Let's find out. What is the average height of an American man? Um, average American man height. Let's see. Let's see where you
Are you
stack
asking
up.
perplexity? Who are
Five
you
foot
asking?
nine.
Gemini?
5'9", 175.3 centimeters.
Mm. I
Or
thought you just said
now average height can
175
differ.
LEs.
Yes, it can average. Ooh, what about average weight? Weight?
180. 175, 180.
Average weight? I said
Yeah.
question mark. Man, 199.8 pounds.
Wow. Obese country.
Women, 170.8 pounds.
What? That's the
Ooh,
average weight for a woman?
that's average approximation, but
Oh my God. Don't go
uh,
to middle America.
it is important to remember that these are just averages, a
Not
healthy
the
weight for
median.
an
Not the
individual.
median.
Yep, that is
No.
the average, y'all.
Sorry,
How's it
I'm
going,
light.
man? How you
I'm
doing? I
light
got to
these
see
days,
you. I
man.
got to see you last night. Sorry, I didn't make it a bigger deal, everybody, but I was in town for a funeral. And was it last night? No, it was 2 nights ago, I guess, at this point. Jeez, your boys jet lagged. But it was fun. Fun to watch the demise of Caleb Williams.
Is that what we would call the demise? Look at you just throwing it out there. You don't invite everyone. You do a
Yeah.
very fast thing, and then you're like, oh, I'll hang out without you.
Well, I mean, I would love to invite you guys to the Upper West Side on Monday night, but I'm sure we would have got some declines on that one.
It'd be hard passes for
Some
most people.
hard passes. I just saw you punk asses anyway, so.
I can't tell you the amount of times I want to issue hard passes, but I don't.
Give
My
me of late top three hard passes.
of late, well, I love Ari Tran. Ari Tran likes to invite me to, like, he kind of last minute, but he's trying to, maintain the like family friendship aspect. You don't see him that much. We do a golf trip, whatever. He's just to maintain the family friendship aspect. Like he did this recently, he did this last year. Just recently, he was like, "Oh, I know it's short notice, but you know, we're actually around tomorrow, Saturday, if you guys want to come and swim at our pool." And like my wanting to go to Manhattan to swim in a pool on the roof is so negative.
Oh
Like
man,
that's for your friends who live in the city, perhaps. Maybe other people
perhaps.
are interested in that. Like that's not of interest to me. But I recognize that I have certain, but I'm sure there are people here who would like to do that.
Yeah,
Bernstein's would be there, but they
for
live in the
sure.
city for one. Like going to the city to swim at a, I have a public pool,
Right.
and it's probably quite similar that I go to. And honestly, we pay for that, and we don't even go to that
So
because
one of the most underrated characteristics about you is how many of your characteristics are in fact that of a black man's. And I think as you relate to swimming, this is one of the highest correlations to a black person. This is such
yeah.
a white person thing to do, to be like, hey, come swim. Everybody wants to offer swimming. Like it's fun. And it's actually just awful. It's horrible. The kids are all wet.
Oh, I
You have
mean,
to change
swimming
them.
overall is a fine
Overrated.
activity. It's a nice thing to do. If I had a pool in my property, I'd go in it, but like it's a big hullabaloo,
Oh,
a big production
yeah.
that I'm not
I'm a,
that into. You might dislike swimming more than I do. Like I like the like swimming in a pool. I do
mm.
like that, but there's a lot that goes into it. Going
You look.
into an elevator like in somebody's
Yeah.
apartment
No,
building,
thank you.
like with my bathing suit and my towels and my children.
Oh,
This shit is so unappealing to me, and I don't have the heart to tell him. I'm like, oh, thanks, man.
ooh. I would,
Maybe
but
next time.
I think it's
There's,
okay to make fun. Like in this manner, he would
I
take that
feel
well.
no, I feel a little bad. It's he's trying to make an effort for us to like family time together. It's
Yeah.
hard. We don't really do that much.
Right.
Like we meet them at the Brooklyn or at the Bronx Botanical Garden. Which is a nice
Oh,
meeting point once a year,
that is
maybe.
high on my list too of horrible bullshit white people activities.
That's true.
Going to
It's
a
always like that
garden.
common joke, like white people worry about dogs and yoga or
Yeah.
something. It's great. It's always like yoga's
Oh
nice.
man.
Not really for me, but I could do a good stretch. But like going, yeah, the botanical garden, like that's whack too. I do
Oh
not like
God.
this. You
Don't
walk
like it at
really
all.
slowly and see some
Yeah.
freaking model trains
And
made
there's
out
just
of
mad
candy
bugs
canes.
everywhere. So many fucking bugs.
Really, and it is so full of people overspending to walk slowly through this with their kid. But that's really just because people are desperate for kid activities.
That's
And I
fair.
prefer to just make my kids like just sit around, just figure it out.
Yeah, man. Be bored. Be bored for a little while.
Sam
But
was out just
speaking of
running some.
bored,
Sam was
speaking of
just
bored,
running, holding the football and just running back and forth yesterday outside. That was good.
he's a beast. He's
Not really
practicing.
at all, beast, but
He's getting ready for his team.
yeah.
You put in that homework. Somebody said that. He's
With that homework, yeah, I
you
got it on
gotta,
video.
yeah, you gotta
But
do that
yeah, that's
homework.
I don't know what other hard nose. No, my friend, I have a local friend who like has season tickets to the Giants, and
Oh,
actually like
hard. No.
you
Oh
know,
my God.
and like and he wants me to, and like I get the sense fun tailgate with your
Is it?
friends,
Is it fun?
tailgate with your people, and like be on your time the whole day. I want to leave early. I can't because you don't.
Right.
Big commitments. That I'm gonna be like rolling with you and what you want to do, and I don't like it.
Yeah. You
That's a
don't. I
big
know.
mistake.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. You're like, oh, tailgate. Like I go to tailgates with Nicole's brother, and he
Right.
does a fun thing. And
It's
normally Nicole
tradition.
and I go, and we bounce when the game starts. And last year we were like, no, it'll be fun. Let's go to the game. And
Not fun.
the Giants played the Eagles, and that was the saddest shit ever. And I
Oh,
sat near three Eagles. It's like Nicole and I sitting near around three Eagles fans, yapping
oh,
about their parlays and making fun of the
oh,
Giants. And I'm
oh
not even
my
a
God.
Giants fan. And I bounced at halftime. And that was, I don't know if you remember, like that was like when it was like clear how awful the Giants were. But
Yeah.
that
Well, and
and
the
whatever, I had
Saquon too.
control over that. I
Saquon
bounced at
shitting on them.
halftime. I left. Nobody made me feel bad. I was like, Nicole had no interest in staying. It was a waste of money. No big deal.
No big deal.
You can't
No
make
big
these
deal.
commitments when people are going to be in control. And then he's going to call me soft
That's right.
because I want to leave.
No,
But
I think you're just smart. For being such a huge football fan as I am, like I love watching football. I want nothing to do with the actual live event of a football game at all.
no, the
No.
tailgate is dope. Tailgate's really fun. But the going into the game,
Uh-uh. Want nothing
no,
to do with it at
not that
all.
much fun. I'm in trouble this year though because Sam has flag football. And now they just moved the time. It was already going to be like 12:15 or 1:15. He has a doubleheader this Sunday, 1:30 and then 2:30. That's when
No,
his
it's
game is.
good, man. It's good. Forces you out of the like,
Yeah, you're right.
of
It's good.
the sadness
Watch,
of
yeah,
refreshing.
watch
That's
nobody score any touchdowns.
yeah. It was awful.
Ken
It
Walker
was
can't even get on
awful.
the damn field.
Shout out to
I'm gonna
him.
sit
But
Ken Walker.
also, but
I'm
wait, hold on. Shout
on a
out to
short
the
leash.
chat. The chat was very exciting this week. Do we have any follow-up comments about um certain certain people frowning upon doing a weekend for the draft? Do we have any follow-up comments on that? Like, because for me, I was a little taken aback by the whole thing. And it made me want to do a ranking of whose wife owns them the most.
Oh
But
no! Wow!
but maybe we'll save
Whoa!
that for
This
later
is
in the
very
season.
sensitive.
Maybe we'll save that for later in the season. Do you have any follow-up comments on that?
I don't want. It's a very feels a very sensitive, touchy subject. Some people had a lot to say. Some people had something to say. Some people didn't say anything. Some people didn't say
Mm,
anything except yes. 2 days later, they were implicated, but they did not say a word.
not a
So that was
word.
funny. But
Who's
the
who's
funniest part is
silent?
always, and because
Mm,
Ben can take it, is like the Ben claim was that he has no weekend nights in the summer, July and August, maybe some of June, maybe some even a little bit of September. He was not willing to commit one weekend night to this thing that we all love. That was a claim that he made. But we worked through it. He was like, "I'll probably be able to make it, whatever." And then we did a nice, confusing vote. Everybody said
mm,
yes, like 9 yeses.
mm.
So it was all really funny. But
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say on the
Well,
subject.
'cause we were there. When we were there, everybody was talking about how amazing it was. That's for certain. And
Very nice.
people got a little, I think, got distracted, got lost in the sauce afterwards. But shout out to you guys. You know who you are. Shout out to y'all. Um,
Well, it's you don't. Wives have strong opinions,
mhm.
and sometimes you just gotta work your way, take the body blows, keep your head
Yeah.
down, take the body blows, work your way
So,
through them, and maybe find yourself to the other side. And
yeah, I've heard.
sometimes you
You watch a good
also
running back, you just don't let them square up on you. Like try to make it so that the hit isn't so hard. You know what I mean? Just
right, like Arian
don't
Foster
don't
is
let them
always
don't
so
let
good at
somebody
that,
just
like
like knock you the fuck out with a
ball
football field. It's
right,
the
like
same kind of thing.
yeah,
Just
that's
figure
right.
out how to.
Like like you gotta ask that question, ask that question at the right time. We all know that. Yeah, I have stuff I'm planning to do, and people know about it, and we're talking about it, and I don't. It does not need to be addressed with
Mm.
Nicole until the time presents itself, and I'll still probably get the timing wrong, but at least I'm going to make an attempt.
You try. You
Time
just
it
try the
right.
best you can. Try the best
That's
you
what
can.
we're all doing
Um,
my best.
So a big shout out to Josh for forever being a troll, and also shout out to him because he talked about a mistake that wasn't actually a mistake. So I don't know, Josh. I don't know if you've been
You
able
got
to check
sensitive about
yet,
this.
but if you go
That was
back and
tough.
you look at the standings now, nothing bad happened. There was no mistake that was actually made, and I'm just minus $25 on the season every year because I'm not going to ask a Venmo $2 from each of y'all. So
Like I used to
fuck you,
say
Josh.
in Gangel's league, we would win, and he'd be like, "Yo, what do you think? Like, what do we should what should we throw the commish?" It was like you
Yeah,
tipped the commissioner.
yeah,
And that was very funny and unique. And I don't do that in my other league either. But it's a nice concept to
great concept.
recognize the efforts. I appreciate it. It's one of the few times I get a backhanded halfway, not backhanded, but like halfway compliment from
Yep.
Josh. That was nice for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think you did anything wrong except forget about the thing.
I forgot about it. But you know what it was? I think it went from year to year. It became a paid, or was it
Right.
a
Yeah.
paid one
It
last
should
time?
have just it should have just been grandfathered in and then they made it a paid,
And they made it a paid thing, which
squeeze
turned the
them.
setting off. So yes, it was an oversight by me, but also fuck you. So that's how I
Yeah,
feel about that.
I like I can't even get my other league to vote on this.
Oh, it's
Like
such a great rule.
it's such a great rule, and I'm like, what? And it's like, no, play who you play, beat who you're up against, like BS like this. But just
Mm,
sometimes people just want to be really lame about it. I don't know what to
yeah,
say.
yeah. One last thing. We'll get to. Actually, why don't we just go ahead and get into the week one takeaways? Um, there was an L that I witnessed in person, and I was really happy to see it. I know Mike Handel, shout out to you. Really happy to see it. Also, Mikey, how do you feel about Cortland Sutton now, today? How do you feel
I
about
you
it?
know, I was on. Well, listen, he wasn't a stay away. I'm sure I'll take some stay away
Hmm.
else. I
Yep.
wouldn't say the stayaways are going great so far, but
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton. I think he's a
Mm.
good enough player. He's going to get the targets, and he's going to be a fine, solid pick. And I probably shouldn't have shown that pick. So I do. I think we should preparing our L's. I think that's one unlikely. Like he's going to probably do a very similar thing to what he did last year.
Sure. I mean,
And
and
so if
just to
I'm
give an
getting
L.
prepared to take some L's, that's
Ooh.
one. I
Well,
have
let me
many an
review for
L to
you
take.
here. Let me review for you. There are 2025 stairways. You should be preparing for some. There's one good one that you got going on, a Marion Hampton, I think. We can
Very
all agree
early, it
it
was good run defense, but
looks like a
and he
poor
got all the
man's
usage.
AJ
We would
Dillon.
have thought it's a timeshare,
Yeah.
but he got a lot of usage. He
Yeah.
looked like he didn't
Oh,
really
and then
know
he
where to
made that
go.
horrible mistake at the half that cost him the point. That's gonna come back to bite his ass.
Well,
You
we'll
can't
see.
do stuff like that.
We'll see.
That was stupid. But so far you have DeAndre Swift, whose usage looks really good, and
I'm
looks
not
like
worried
he's a
about this one. I'm not worried about this one at all.
Marvin
Let me just
Harrison
say,
scored a touchdown, good usage. Tete
Marvin
Roa,
Harrison. Yeah. We'll see.
and then we got Kyron Williams, and Chase Brown. Who looked good, who scored some points was Chase Brown.
All of these players looked. All of these players had good usage and scored. I,
Yeah,
I,
it's gonna
I
be bad
basically
for
have
him,
to just. But that's what happens when you're aggressive and you
right?
take chances on your stayaways.
That's right. But
But
also,
you
it's
got to
very
let the whole
early.
season play out.
Very early.
Kyron,
Very early.
though, it doesn't look like the usage is just changing at all. But again,
Again, like who thought that foolish people were listening to the bullshit and then
I
be like, oh,
think I still think it's possible, but it's really like Sean McVay just can't quit. It's just just has this thing. He's just
yep,
so in love with Kyron Williams.
yep.
Everything
Um,
revolves around him. But I don't know. They traded up for this other guy, and then they healthy scratched him. And I think part of the reason, it's a rookie, it's early, but like, you see and you evolve as the season goes on. We'll see with all these. But
we
yeah, I
will.
wish I had Kyron Williams instead of Ken Walker because at least his
Sure.
job is safe. Whereas Ken
Couple of
Walker is on the brink.
Everybody wants to talk about Ken Walker, man. All right, but
Not
I do
everyone
want
you
to
don't
call
want me
about
to
a
talk
couple of
about.
things. I do want to talk about a couple of things that happened in the market that I'd like to get your opinion on, sir.
The
First,
markets.
one of the
Yes.
things that I saw that I knew would end up in the chat, Kyle Pitts Sr. for $6 to
Oh,
Se
did
Fue
he?
la
I didn't even see that he
Luz.
spent money on him. I saw he was
Six
in his.
dollars, and he's right into a starting lineup. Let's get your opinions. What are your opinions?
Well, I can't believe we're still doing this. And if you go on Twitter, it's like, wow, Kyle Pitts looked like his old self. He looked like an athlete. Someone else like, reminder, Kyle Pitts is younger than Travis Kelsey was when he had his first 1,000-yard season. Like, I actually can't take these ridiculous comparisons. You're comparing him to Travis Kelsey? Great. How many seasons does this guy need?
I don't know.
When someone shows you who they are, you should believe them. It's been 3 years,
If
and
somebody shows you who they are, you should believe them.
that's a
Agreed.
Maya Angelou quote.
Yeah.
But everyone gets luck. Go back and look at last year, because I haven't even looked at it, and I remember that the dude torched the Bucks. If you took
Yeah,
the Bucks
I
out of
got
his
that play
shit,
in my lineup. I got that game. I started that game. Unbelievable.
that was great, and that was it, and everything else was junk. What are the chances this guy has 3 seasons of being a bum with different coaching staffs and then 3 full seasons? Like he was good. Yes, he's young. Yes, that was 4 years ago. What are the chances? I can't believe that we're still doing it. And people will still tell you. And I know he had 7 for 59. Like you're gearing up for 2 for 30.
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
we'll see. You know what's different? You know what's different? My boy,
Michael Penix.
Michael Penis Jr., baby. There he is. So one change has a
He's
big
good, I
effect. We'll
guess.
see. We
Is he
shall
good?
see. You
I
know
mean,
what
I
he
don't know. We
is?
got to see
He's
more
willing
than
to
we
throw the
see.
ball downfield. He's a slinger. He is a slinger, that guy.
He looks not bad, and he's like kind of jacked.
Okay. Yeah, he's fine. I think it's fun. It'll be
He's
fun.
been pretty productive. You did a
We'll
good
see what
job. You
happens.
waited. You got him. You got a rushing touchdown. Some of these late quarterbacks, man, that
Ooh,
was it. Don't rush. Just get
don't
Herbert.
rush, man.
Just get Herbert.
Don't
You
rush,
can
Dougie.
miss though. You could say, "Oh, Tua was good 2 years ago," and then you end up starting Tua. That would be sad. But
So my son, Elijah, has a fantasy football team now. His friend asked him to join. And I'm like setting him up. I'm getting him, so he can look at his own team on his own shit. I can't have him asking me to on my phone to look at his team. I can't have that. So I get him all set up. What's the first move he wants to make?
he wants to
He
drop
has
Tua.
two quarterbacks already. It's a one quarterback league. He has
He wants
Jalen
to
Hurts
angry
and
drop
Caleb
Tua.
Williams. He wants to add Tua.
Why?
This is the move he needs to make immediately
He
is
told you
add Tua.
this.
And I'm like, are you sure? Are you
Why
sure?
does he want to do that?
I don't know. It's
Based
just
on what? He didn't
some
have any
feeling,
points
some
like
emotion
normally.
he's had. He's like, Tua's good. I want Tua. And I'm like, oh no. Okay. Well,
Oh,
and
that's
then
funny.
I get into my fucking on my high horse and I start to try to break it down to him. I'm like, listen, man, it's a one quarterback league. I like explain to him the
He doesn't
concept of
care about your
onesies and
comments.
like, that blank stare that you get from your kids. And like they hear that you're speaking, but they're not listening to a word that you're saying.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, And I told him like having two quarterbacks is arguable. You might not even want to have two quarterbacks in a one quarterback league, but adding a third is not good from a strategic
And he's
standpoint.
just dead. He does not care what you have to say.
And he's just like, so can I add Tua? It's like, yeah, okay, I'll put the Tua thing in for you.
So when can I do it?
So yes, like, so when can I? All right, so that's enough. The other thing for this waiver wire week that really had me excited because it always reminds me of one of my favorite TIATM quotes of all time, which is from Ben, who said, "All I need, and maybe you can help refresh my memory. All I need is a tight end who'll give me 10 points." What was the
No,
thing that he
eight. He
said?
actually said 8 points.
Right,
It
I
was
just need
regarding like really old Vernon Davis. He was like, I just want a
right.
tight end who's going to get me 8 points a week.
And I think, this strategy, he has stuck to this strategy, dropping $15 on old man Jawan Johnson. Wow.
Yeah.
Ben
I
must
mean, listen, I
subscribe
get
to
it. It was
JJ
nice usage.
Zacharyson
They're going to be
because,
losing.
oof,
He's a good player. But, and
OG Mikey
Evan
Sweat.
Silva did say Jawan over Fannin. And
Mm.
I don't know why. I'm going for a rookie
Well,
who
Jawan
was
over
the most
Fan, and I can tell
productive
you
tight
why,
end in the
because
history of college football. Just had his first game and got 9 targets. Featured in the offense.
yeah, but it
Oh
was
my
only
God.
60% of the routes, dude.
So what, dog?
What do you mean,
He
so
had nine
what? That kind of
targets.
shit matters. He's also the
Yeah,
tight
it
end
matters. It's
too.
week one.
Like,
You're talking about a guy who came up. What do you think Brock Bowers' percentage was week one? You think he ran all the routes last year?
I don't know.
Or what were Brock
You
Bowers'
tell me.
percentages this week?
Brock
It was
Bowers this
bad.
week. I'll look it up for you.
His route
I
percentage
can
was
actually look up
bad.
2024 too. Oh, this is so sick. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up for you. This is
Okay,
gonna be
great. But I promise
Bowers.
you, both certainly Sunday
Bowers ran
wasn't good.
84% of the routes last year.
That's
Will you
higher than
tell
you would
me
expect.
targets? I mean, I have to go back and look at the game log, but he's in 84% of the routes last year.
Was he
That was
this year?
something. This year, well, he got hurt. He didn't play half of the game.
No, that wasn't. No, he got hurt at the very end of the game. Check the first
Well,
half route percentage. You can't do that. You can't filter.
I'll have to do some more exploring.
No, it's
I'll have to do
okay.
some
It's all
more
right.
exploring.
It's okay. You
Oh,
can
I
make
can
good
do it.
judgment
I
on
know how
how
to do it.
it's
2024
fine.
here. Well, I pay all this money. Here, 1-to-1. He ran 78% of the routes last year in week one. And
Okay.
he had
I thought you said it was
a
84.
23% target share. No, in just week one, it was 78%.
Okay. Oh,
In just week one. And then so
okay.
we want to get into this guy Fannin. This guy Fannin, 65% of the routes, 22% of the targets.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. Listen, and I think there was some buzz about him in the what do they talk about? The drum beat. There was some buzz about
There was
him.
buzz all the way. And then they
Yeah,
sat him. They didn't even play him in the last preseason game. So
yeah.
they kind of, and then And
Fair
Joker's in
enough.
a contract year, but it's also he had the most productive college football season as a tight end ever.
I mean, yeah, it's pointing up, man. I think that's
Whatever. We'll
good.
take that. This is the kind of player I want to spend my fab on.
Yeah, I
And I
feel
love
you.
Juwan Johnson. And
You sure?
trust me, I
You
have spent so much money in my day
on
on
Juwan
an old
Johnson?
tight end. And I'll
Yeah,
probably
not
spend
good.
money again on Hunter Henry. I probably spent thousands of fab dollars on Hunter Henry in my life.
Yeah. Ooh,
Like just 12 at a time.
analysis
You need
coming
that
soon.
point.
Analysis coming soon. I gotta get on all these money things. This is so
Oh
good.
my! Well, it's like everyone should try and figure out who's the person they've spent the most
Yeah.
fab on in
Josh
their
Gordon.
fantasy life
Josh
in
Gordon.
that person's career, other
Josh
than like a
Gordon.
one. Like obviously, some of us struck gold with
Ooh.
$100 spent on
Puka.
Puka, but otherwise
Some of us.
recurring. Some of us,
Some of
but
us.
I like the big spend. I like to
You
sometimes week one.
that's you shout out to you for I sort of got fooled again. I can't believe I let it rock again. The bamboozlement that you used, I don't know what kind I'm gonna call this strategy, the dumbest rock strategy, like the Puka Nakua week. You played so dumb with me. You called me to try to gauge how much money I was going to spend on him, and you tried to fool me and say you weren't going to do anything. And then you did it again this week too. You're like,
No, no, no.
I'm
This
just not
week,
going to do anything.
no.
I'm not
That
going to do anything
time
with
was
anybody.
as manipulative as I could
Yeah,
get, and
yeah.
in fact, like I'm almost ashamed of it because
No, shout out to you. You should be ashamed
because
of it.
that was I knew so much. Like that was like one where you're like he's supposed to be mine. Like I had him in my other league. I had picked him up before, and I felt like
Yeah,
I couldn't bear for him to be elsewhere, and it might kill me. So it was to protect myself that I had to do something so shameful as to call you and lie to you and get you to
yeah.
kind of tell me what you were doing.
There was a big integrity question, football integrity, fantasy football
Fantasy
integrity
integrity.
on the
But
line.
like you said, it was gamesmanship. Like you could have just said,
Yeah.
"Don't worry
It's
about me,
gamesmanship.
man."
Listen, it's a game. We're playing mind games with each other. You don't think NFL teams
That's
play
it.
mind games with each other? Of
That's it.
course they do.
Willis is doing this all the time, pressing you on
Yeah.
who you're trading,
We got
trade
who you gonna
offer,
trade? I think
last
I
and
could do this.
final.
He's
but
dangerous too. You gotta watch out for him. You gotta
no,
watch
on
out.
Fannin, I just want to say I didn't have any plan to put money on Fannin. It was a later decision. It
It
was
was a
like
late decision.
no, it was like 10-15 on the couch. I was like, all right, let's go. 22, Fannin, deal. It was kind of like that. There
um,
were nobody out there that exciting. I don't need a tight end, but it was one of those where, like you said, there was a drum beat. I was interested in him in both leagues,
yep. Well,
and
I will tell you, you beat Unfixable and Insufferable. You outbid him by $8. So,
yeah, it's nice.
um,
The only thing, like sometimes it's always good to get your guy, and to get a
yeah,
guy, an outbid, whatever I had, like not that like I didn't miss by that much. It was like a perfect bid would have been 15, $16. But it's
mm,
only time it's sad is when you like bid 38 and like the next
right.
bid was like
Two.
9.
Yeah, it's a
But like,
shame.
last year there was a similar tight end. It was likely.
So
I didn't want any
sort
part
of
of that.
like this Ben, $15. So he put down $15 on Juwan Johnson and $14 on Harold Fannin.
That's right.
And
Well,
the next closest
he listened to
bidder
the
for
ECR podcast.
Juwan,
He's rolling
yeah,
with that Silva suggest. I
yeah,
I don't see how you would want to put more money on Jordan. I like Jordan Johnson, and I have rocked with Jordan Johnson before, but like this is a long time that he's been around. You could see it. Maybe it just works out, and it all.
the thing is 96% of the routes. I'm telling you, like these guys, and when they're making recommendations on podcasts, they're trying to be right as much as they can. And the way you can be right in recommending a player is by seeing how many routes they participate, especially a tight end.
Yeah, I know.
Like
You're
how
not
many,
telling me anything new,
yeah,
but and like Silva's making a quick. Yeah, he's making a quick assumption. The thing with Fannin is that they had a freaking game plan for this dude, the most prolific, coming off the most prolific tight end season in college football
prolific.
history. They had a game plan for him week 1, so you don't know he could come around and get like 2 for 20 for sure. But the fact that he was a significant part of the offense, and he's like a tweener. He's a tight end
Yeah,
tweener. So they didn't even know if he was
right.
going to be in there to block, but they made him a significant part of the offense, basically kind of running as a quasi slot receiver. So that's part of the reason he's not out there for all the routes because they have Njoku. So, but
Sounds
if
like
they're out there, if they're running 3 wide receiver sets, sometimes he is out there, and that's appealing because it's a little bit
sounds
different
like
than the empty tight end routes.
sounds a little bit like a poor man's Kyle Pitts. Um,
Yes.
uh,
Wait, and
should be
and
rostered in 100% of leagues.
who?
Roster him.
No,
Fannin.
wait, all formats. No, but just on the Fannin point, being part of the game plan with the ability for it to grow, but also tight ends are sometimes running empty routes, and the third wide receiver, if you get, is kind of running better routes.
Oh man, is there anybody sadder than Kate Otten? Does anybody have Kate Otten?
I
Oh
don't
my
think so.
god,
He is a donut.
he's
The
just out
sat,
there
yes,
running
there's
wind
someone sadder
sprints.
than Kate Otten,
Jesus
and it is
Christ!
Kyle Pitts. And I'll take one of the
I'd
fattest
rather Kyle
L's
Pitts than
if
Kate
this
Otten.
works out for Brian for this season that he's gonna roll with Kyle Pitts. I will be happy to take an L because it's been right year after year because he is a chump. And maybe there's some money on the line and he's gonna play a little better, or maybe he does not have what it takes except when he plays the Bucks.
Yep,
We'll see. We're gonna find out
we'll see
soon enough.
soon enough.
But
So
and
that's.
Calvin Ridley, I don't just because
Oh,
we're talking
please
about
don't
these
mention
people.
his name on the podcast. It's over. He does no longer spoken about on this
He's
show.
good. He's good. He's not that
Finished.
bad, but it's everyone's just he had a lot of hype again, and it's like it was based on like preseason and whatever. He's not even the best receiver on his team, right?
Oh well,
Who's
dude,
that?
this talk about a homer. Jesus Christ! Listen. This segment is not toot my own horn. That's not what this segment is called. You got a guy out there running
I was
routes, getting
defending
targets, and not
myself.
making any
You
production.
called
So
Harold
let's
Fannin
see.
like Kyle Pitts. That was awful. That was wrong.
You said a tweener that's out there on 3 wide receiver sets. What does that sound like to you?
It's
But
very different.
okay,
He's doing
yeah,
a lot of
sure, very
blocking.
different. I'm sure it's very different.
Featured.
Featured. All right. Well, shout out to you. Great job today. Super excited for week 2. Hopefully some people will be in the green this week and not just the red. It was an ugly week out there.
Oh
Good
man.
luck
I
to all
mean,
of you.
I liked Mike's joke. Mike's joke was really funny about the setting enabled who gets highest score under 100.
Yeah.
That's funny. That was very clever.
Every once in a while, man. Every once in a while.
Nah, yeah, volume player.
Oh, yeah.
But
Right.
it was a rough one for some of us, and hopefully it's better because that was gross. Unless you have Josh Allen or Lamar or Derrick Henry or Justin
Yep.
Herbert.
That's it. Shout out to y'all. Okay, guys.
Shout
Have a
out to
great week.
y'all. Quick work day
Week
pod,
2.
and somehow we still managed to fit in 30% Kyle Pitts content. Unbelievable.
We should change the name of the show. Will we ever leave Kyle Pitts
They
alone?
still want you to believe. That's what bothers me. I'm going to share this tweet with you because it's offensive. Comparing to
It is
Travis Kelce.
offensive.
All right.
Disgusting.
Anyway, it's been real, man. This was great.
All right.
Nice
Shout
little
out to you guys.
quickie. A little quickie.
Let's keep it
Afternoon
going.
delight.
Keep it going every week, man. Every week. All right, y'all.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.